You probably believe you have a pretty good idea of what dinosaurs were really like. After all, they've starred in countless movies, books, and TV shows for generations. But the truth is, almost everything most people think they know about these ancient creatures is wrong. We're talking about major misconceptions that completely reshape our understanding of these prehistoric giants. Let's start with one of the most persistent myths, the idea that Tyrannosaurus rex had tiny, useless arms. In reality, those short arms were incredibly strong. Each one could lift around 400 pounds. It's powerful enough to bench press 3 grown adults, but that's only the beginning. Here are 15 common dinosaur myths that are completely false, and the real science behind them will blow your mind. When most people picture a dinosaur, they imagine something enormous, the size of a house or larger. But what if I told you that many dinosaurs were actually quite small, some even smaller than your average house cat? One of the most successful dinosaur groups was no bigger than a chicken. Try this simple test. Ask any child to draw a dinosaur. Chances are, they'll sketch a massive beast. That's understandable. We've all grown up seeing giant Brachiosaurus and building-sized T-Rex in films and illustrations. However, focusing only on the giants is misleading. It's like claiming all modern mammals are the size of elephants. The reality is that dinosaurs existed in an astonishing variety of sizes. While the massive Argentinosaurus could stretch over 130 feet long, longer than 3 school buses, many highly successful species were tiny. Take Compsognathus, for example. This small predator was roughly the size of a turkey, yet it thrived and dominated its environment for millions of years, a span longer than the entire history of human existence. These smaller dinosaurs were not evolutionary mistakes. They were often more adaptable and successful than their larger relatives. When resources became scarce or climates shifted, a creature that only needed a few insects to survive had a clear advantage over one that required hundreds of pounds of food daily. In fact, scientists now suspect that small to medium-sized dinosaurs were actually the norm, while the true giants were the exceptions, much like how elephants and giraffes are impressive, but far from typical mammals today. But size isn't the only thing we've misunderstood. The classic image of dinosaurs as slow, lumbering reptiles dragging their heavy tails behind them is also completely inaccurate. If you've seen old movies or illustrations showing Brontosaurus plodding along with its tail scraping the ground, you can forget that picture. No fossil trackways have ever been found showing tail drag marks. That discovery changed everything we thought we knew about dinosaur movement. Paleontologists now realize that dinosaur tails were sophisticated tools for balance and agility. The velociraptor's tail, for instance, was stiff and held horizontally thanks to specialized tendons and bones. It functioned like a counterweight, allowing the animal to make incredibly sharp turns at high speeds without losing control. For giant sauropods like Diplodocus, the tail acted like a biological bullwhip. The vertebrae became progressively smaller toward the tip, enabling the tail to snap with enough force to break the sound barrier, creating an actual sonic boom. Imagine a predator hearing that from its intended prey. Even the T-Rex used its massive tail as a stabilizer, helping it pivot quickly, despite its enormous head and body. Fossil trackways from around the world confirm this, clean rows of footprints with no tail drags in between. These animals weren't clumsy lizards. They moved with the grace and power of Olympic-level athletes. And if you think their movement was impressive, wait until you hear about their speed. That famous Jurassic Park scene where the T-Rex chases the Jeep, Hollywood actually had to slow the dinosaur down, because the real speeds would have made the chase end far too quickly. Some dinosaurs were astonishingly fast. Carnotaurus, a large predator with powerful legs, could reach speeds of up to 35 miles per hour. Faster than Olympic sprinters Usain Bolt, despite weighing as much as a rhino. Velociraptor, with its lightweight frame and specialized tail, could change direction at full speed with incredible agility, turning faster than a professional soccer player. Even smaller species like Compsognathus could hit nearly 40 miles per hour. Fossil trackways showing widely spaced prints prove these were genuine high-speed sprints, not casual walks. Now let's talk about when dinosaurs actually lived, because the popular image of cavemen fighting T-Rex is pure fiction. Humans and dinosaurs missed each other by roughly 66 million years. To put that in perspective, If Earth's entire history were compressed into a single 24-hour day, dinosaurs would have ruled from about 2 p.m. until 11:40 p.m., while humans would only appear at 11:58 p.m. We literally missed them by about 18 minutes. On that cosmic clock. Interestingly, a T-Rex fossil is actually closer in time to us today than it was to a Stegosaurus. There were about 83 million years between Stegosaurus and T-Rex, but only around 66 million years between T-Rex and modern humans. And here's something that might surprise you. You're looking at a living dinosaur right now. Birds are not just related to dinosaurs, they are dinosaurs. They're the only surviving members of the theropod group that included T-Rex and Velociraptor. From hollow bones and wishbones to laying eggs and scaly feet, the evidence is clear. That chicken you ate for lunch? It's a modified dinosaur descendant. Speaking of how dinosaurs disappeared, the asteroid impact 66 million years ago was devastating, but it wasn't the only factor. Earth was already under stress from massive volcanic eruptions in what is now India, the Deccan Traps. These eruptions released enormous amounts of lava and gases, causing dramatic climate swings, acid rain, and toxic air. The asteroid was essentially the final knockout blow in a 1-2 punch. Yet some small, feathered, adaptable dinosaurs survived. The ancestors of today's birds, even Brontosaurus itself, has a dramatic comeback story. For decades, scientists declared it wasn't a valid genus, because it was thought to be the same as Apatosaurus. But in 2015, after a detailed study of hundreds of features across dozens of specimens, researchers concluded that Brontosaurus was distinct enough to deserve its own name once again. It's one of paleontology's greatest redemption arcs. Another major myth is that all dinosaurs were cold-blooded like modern reptiles. Microscopic analysis of dinosaur bones reveals dense networks of blood vessels similar to those in warm-blooded birds and mammals. This suggests many dinosaurs maintained high, stable body temperatures internally. Some may have even run hotter than modern mammals. Feathers found on many species likely served as insulation for this active metabolism. Those classic scaly monsters from old movies? Many dinosaurs were actually covered in feathers. Since the mid-1990s, over 50 feathered dinosaur species have been discovered, mostly in China. Velociraptors had wing-like arm feathers, while some young T-Rex relatives may have sported fuzzy down. Advanced imaging has even revealed their colors iridescent, striped, and vibrant, more like colorful birds than dull lizards. Intelligence is another area where we've been wrong. Some dinosaurs had impressive brain-to-body ratios. Trudon, a small predator, possessed a level of intelligence that could rival modern primates or dolphins. Evidence of complex nesting colonies, parental care, and coordinated pack hunting suggests sophisticated social behaviors and communication. We've also learned that not all dinosaurs avoided water. Spinosaurus, larger than T-Rex, was a capable swimmer. With dense bones for buoyancy control, webbed feet, and a crocodile-like snout. Other species, including some hadrosaurs, showed adaptations for aquatic life as well. As for bringing dinosaurs back, the Jurassic Park idea of extracting DNA from amber-preserved mosquitoes won't work. DNA degrades too quickly. However, scientists are exploring reverse engineering by activating ancient genes still present in bird DNA. They've already created chickens with dinosaur-like snouts in experiments. While full extinction remains distant and ethically complex, the possibility is fascinating. Finally, those famous tiny T-Rex arms were far from useless, strong enough for powerful close-range grappling and possibly even assistance during mating. They featured rotating wrists and heavy muscle attachments. Meanwhile, the Stegosaurus second brain myth was debunked. The cavity in its hips was actually a glycogen body, a kind of energy storage unit similar to what birds have today. Its backplates functioned as dynamic radiators for temperature control and visual displays, flushing with blood to signal or cool down. Dinosaurs were not evolutionary failures. They dominated Earth for over 165 million years, more than 550 times longer than modern humans have existed. And they're still with us. There are roughly 10,000 bird species today, more diverse than all mammals combined. The next time someone calls dinosaurs extinct losers, remind them that birds prove otherwise. These creatures were far more impressive, adaptable, and successful than we once believed. If you enjoyed this fresh look at dinosaur science, give the video a like, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments which myth you want debunked next.